The autonomous teammate. Understanding Claude Cowork and the future of agentic AI. The arrival of Claude Cowork. Good morning, everyone. Today we are looking at a fundamental shift in how we interact with artificial intelligence. For years, we've treated AI as a chatbot, a digital encyclopedia where we ask a question and get an answer. But on January 12, 2026, Anthropic moved us past the chat era with the release of Claude Cowork. Claude Cowork isn't just a new model, it is a new mode of working. Released as a research preview within the Claude desktop app, Cowork introduces what the industry calls agentic architecture. In plain English, this means Claude has moved from being a passive assistant to an active participant. Instead of responding to one prompt at a time, you give it a goal, grant it access to a folder on your computer, and it takes the wheel. It plans, it breaks tasks into sub-steps, it creates files, it edits data, and it stays focused until the job is done. The DNA, integration with Claude Code. To understand why Claude Cowork is so effective, we have to look at its older sibling, Claude Code. For the developers in the room, Claude Code was the revolutionary terminal-based tool released in 2025. It allowed engineers to stay in their command line and say things like, refactor this entire repository to use TypeScript, and watch as the AI autonomously navigated hundreds of files. Claude Cowork uses that exact same brain. It's built on the same agentic planning and task decomposition model that made Claude Code a hit. The difference is accessibility. While Claude Code was a surgical tool for developers, Claude Cowork is the general-purpose version for the rest of us. It brings that high-level agency into a user-friendly graphical interface. The integration is seamless. If a developer uses Claude Code to build a new data processing script, they can hand that project over to a non-technical teammate using Claude Cowork. Cowork can then take those scripts, run them, organize the resulting files into a neat folder structure, and even draft a summary report in a Word document, all without that teammate ever needing to see a single line of code. They share the same underlying skills: autonomous file system access, tool usage, and the ability to operate within a secure, isolated virtual machine on your computer. Capabilities and use cases. So, what can this teammate actually do for you? First, let's talk about desktop and file management. We all have that one folder, the Downloads folder or the desktop, that is a graveyard of screenshots and poorly named PDFs. You can point Claude Cowork at that folder and say, organize this by project and date. Cowork will read the contents of the files, create a logical folder structure, and rename them with consistent naming conventions. Second, consider data synthesis. You can give Cowork access to a folder full of scattered notes, receipts, and meeting transcripts. You can ask it to extract all the financial data and build a unified spreadsheet. It doesn't just tell you how to do it, it performs the work, creates the CSV, and notifies you when it's finished. Finally, there's browser integration. When paired with the Claude in Chrome extension, Cowork can navigate the web with your permission. It can go to your analytics dashboard, download the latest reports, cross-reference them with your local internal goals, and create a branded presentation for your next meeting. It is essentially your own personal automation engineer that requires no coding knowledge to manage. Security and the sandbox. Now, giving an AI permission to read and write files on your computer sounds like a security nightmare. Anthropic clearly anticipated this. Claude Cowork operates inside a high-security sandbox. Using Apple's virtual machine framework, it boots up a temporary, isolated Linux environment for every task. It can only see the specific folders you explicitly share with it. It cannot snoop around your private documents or system files. Furthermore, it is designed with transparency in mind. You can see a real-time log of every command it runs. If it's about to do something major, like deleting a file, it will stop and ask for your approval. You are the manager. Claude is the intern with high-level access. The competitive landscape, of course, Anthropic isn't the only player in this AI agent race. As of early 2026, the market is becoming incredibly crowded. First, we have OpenAI's GPT 5.2 and its operator mode. OpenAI has focused heavily on reasoning density. While Claude Cowork is excellent at managing files and executing tasks, GPT 5.2 often scores slightly higher on complex project management logic. However, OpenAI's agentic features are often more cloud-reliant, whereas Cowork's local-first approach on macOS gives it a speed and privacy advantage for local file work. Next is Google's Gemini 3. Google's big advantage is native multimodality. Gemini can process video, audio, and code in a single stream better than almost anyone. If your Cowork task involves analyzing hours of video footage to create a summary, Gemini might have the edge. But Gemini's agentic tools are deeply tied to the Google Workspace ecosystem. If you live in Google Docs and Gmail, it's seamless. If you work with local files and third-party apps, Claude Cowork is arguably more versatile. Then there are the specialized tools like Cursor and GitHub Copilot. These remain the champions for pure coding. While Claude Cowork can handle code, it isn't an IDE. If you are building an app from scratch, you'll still want Cursor's deep project-wide code understanding. Finally, there are enterprise-specific alternatives like Easel AI. While Claude is a generalist, Easel is a specialist, hired for business automation. Instead of organizing your desktop, Easel connects to tools like Slack and Zendesk to automate customer support and internal knowledge sharing. It's a teammate model designed for companies rather than individuals. Closing. The new era of productivity and conclusion, Claude Cowork marks the beginning of the post-chat AI era. By leveraging the same high-powered engine as Claude Code, Anthropic has provided a tool that doesn't just talk to us, it works for us. It is still in research preview, and yes, there are still occasional technical hiccups and usage quotas to navigate. But the vision is clear. We are moving toward a future where our computers aren't just tools we operate, but environments where we collaborate with autonomous agents. Whether you're a developer using Claude Code to build the future, or a manager using Claude Cowork to organize the present, the bar for what one person can accomplish has just been raised significantly. Thank you for your time.